can wait for me to pull a bit. We're taking an area that has been degraded by human activity. We're trying to put it on what's called a trajectory, that is a course in time, that will take it back to something closer to what it would have been if it hadn't been degraded.
Well, the ultimate goal is to have a healthy, mature forest, to have it succeed into old growth forest, to have a lot of the wildlife and that has been lost come back and use this forest in the future, to try as much as possible and erase the history of the clear cut and just how poorly the land was treated.
The predecessor to Weyerhaeuser, which was McMillan Bloedel, were logging on Galiano, and they approached us to contract log for them. When they originally started out, you would clear cut completely, cut every single stem, remove the timber, the logs, and then you would bring in a large cat, a D8, which would then pile all the debris, the stumps, and make windrows, long rows of debris. They would then light them on fire with a helicopter blowing ping pong balls full of napalm onto them and start these massive fires and just burn the whole 40 acres up.
The soils were actually scraped bare here. All the soil and all the woody debris was piled into windrows, and we're redistributing those windrows back onto the forest floor. All of that material is now being spread out, or in some cases they're being stood up as snags. I think this will have a major influence on the health of the soils.
That one year there was like 180 truckloads of logs taken off this island, which started to alarm the local community. Well, I think it developed into a very small beginning protest movement where they actually started logging in our local park at Dionisio Point, which is called Coombe Bay. And that, when they started logging in the park, people really did get upset. And that caused a group of people to go up there en masse and demand that they stop the logging, which was the first known incidents of civil disobedience on Galiano that I'm aware of.
And we thin the forest by 3 methods. One is to pull the trees over. It simulates natural wind throw.
Top the trees so we can allow immediate light into the forest canopy as one of our techniques of thinning. This creates a temporary snag habitat for wildlife, trees for birds and peckers, probably a feeding station. Caregiver? Not too bad. Bottom of my feet are getting sore.
But I want you to do it again.
I'll take a rest. This is called girdling, and what I've done is remove the bark in a complete circle around the outside of the tree, and by doing that I've removed the xylem and phloem or cambium layer, which transfers nutrients and water up and down the tree, and then that will kill it.
We treated this area in 3.5 years ago, and things have been changing rapidly since then. We're seeing a lot of regeneration in the understory, lots of greenery coming up, herbaceous plants, the moss layer is spreading, And we're starting to see decomposition and fungus moving into a lot of the pole trees and the top trees. And the trees that we've girdled in this stand have now lost all their needles, so we're getting a lot more light into the stand, a lot more debris on the forest floor, and a lot more diversity than what was here originally.
Almost every snag we've put up has a pileated woodpecker or other woodpeckers using it on a regular basis. Sometimes it's as soon as the day after it goes up. It's just amazing how quickly they're being used. We do everything by hand. We don't bring machinery in to do the restoration. We don't bring in power equipment. We can make dramatic changes in the forest, but it's all done by hand, and it's quiet.